What is good, y'all? It's your G-Game, man. It's your boy SmooveGotGame back with another Detroit Tigers rebuild video, baby. And today we are finally going to get a look at these draft picks, as well as looking at draft picks from around the league, and get a little bit deeper into the season, as obviously the next steps up from the draft is going into those September call-ups. I know it says contract extensions, we ain't worried about those, but September call-ups, so we can see who's going to help us make that final push. If you guys are ready for the episode, hit it with a like, subscribe if you're brand new to the Family Man Road to 1K. Let's keep pushing forward, and that Madden is officially on the way. Your boy has finally bought it, so series is coming soon, I promise y'all. So here's a look at our draft picks. I'd say we drafted pretty well this year. You guys let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Everybody basically B potential or better over the 88 limit. 4 guys over 85. Starting here with Martin Seriano. Looks like he's got some decent contact that'll come in with and vision. Mainly just a speed guy. 52 overall, but has that strong B potential at 86. So he's going to be a good shortstop candidate for us in the future. Relief pitcher, 85 overall, 52 coming in off the bat. Good hit per 9, walk per 9, home run per 9. Probably won't be much of a strikeout guy, but he'll come in with good velo and break. We just got to work on his control. That man has no control issues at all, which I don't know how it's going to work with his walk per 9, but we'll see how he develops. We got Jose Ybarra, 67 overall with 81 potential. So the lowest of the B potentials, but the most MLB, or at least the closest to being MLB ready. Great stamina, up at 86 overall. All his per 9s except for his home runs are all good in good starting spots. Good velo, break and control, need a little bit of work. But he could definitely be a solid arm. Maybe a little bit more than a long reliever with his stamina. Then we got Edgar Rios, whose 88 potential is the highest of our overall draft class here at second base. 54 years old, only 19 years old too as well. So plenty of time to reach that potential as he's starting out with as a defensive special, it looks like. Not very strong or accurate with the arm, but he plays second, so doesn't have to throw too far. Great fielding and reaction time though. So those are going to be huge helps, and then we'll just work on his batting to get him strong and decent contact or power, so that way he can make it to the show. Brent Lockwood is being the worst of our draft class here. C potential at 76, 49 overall, starting out at 21 years old. Probably isn't going to be much more than just depth here on the team. And then we also have Hector Beccaria, 85 potential, 48 overall at 21 years old. So not much time to reach his potential as he's starting out a little bit later. But once again, probably somebody that will end up being depth in the middle infield. Starting out with some decent contact. It looks like he's good at bunting, durability with no fielding really at all. And he's kind of good at some of the speed aspects. So we'll look quickly here at not only some of our other trade potential pickups here. Steve Salazar was somebody that we looked at for a brief moment. Great contact, good discipline. But how the rest of the division did in terms of their draft. And I was honestly unimpressed by a lot of theirs. They had a couple of 80s, but none of them as many as us. And then a bunch of like 60s that kind of came in and tanked. You see the Guardians' best one was a pitcher here, 58 overall, 87 potential. The Royals actually ended up picking up a 90. But everybody else was basically C potential after that. So yeah, Jose Montanez as starting pitcher, 56 overall, could be up there soon, but with 75 stamina, probably is going to end up capping out like a long reliever unless he gets some boost there, or just having very, very short outings. You have the Twins having a very abysmal draft class here. 82 was the best that they can muster up. A couple of C and D potential guys around him, and even though one of the guys, he's starting out at 48 overall. So Sam Burton's got a long way to go before he reaches the show. But then we wanted to go ahead and look also, as well as other draft picks that we wanted to look at. We contemplated getting Salvatore Diaz at shortstop. Glad we didn't. Only ended up having C potential. He'll be good with his contact though. Come in with some good hitting ratings. Isaiah Sexton here, B potential, 54 overall, would have been a good pickup. Looks like he's just a defensive minded though, shortstop. So kind of similar thing there. Rich Cox, I'm glad we didn't pick him up. Although he has the B potential, it's only at 80, so it's the bare minimum B that you could have. Matt Skinner here at relief, he ends up being C potential. The Marlins ended up taking not only both our catching prospects, but took 3 catchers with their first 3 picks, and none of the 3 are good at all. And then you have the best player in the whole overall draft going to the San Francisco Giants, 98 potential. He's only 21, or he is 21 already. So at 46 overall, he's going to have a ways to go, but 98 potential is definitely going to be a big help there for him. So we'll see how long it takes him to potentially reach up to the show level and be somebody that we could possibly see. Now, in terms of contract renewals or contract extensions, I did say that was the time of the year that we're on. And a lot of these guys here at the bottom asking for way too much money for their age, their overalls, their potentials. Like, none of these guys are future candidates on the team. And even as depth, I'd rather have younger depth than older depth. So a lot of these guys won't even be seeing extra contracts come in. Garrett Clevenger, he hasn't been pitching well since he's been with our squad over the Rays. So, we'll see. We might end up potentially picking up somebody else in the offseason or seeing if we can get him for less because he hasn't pitched good all season. Matt Verlaine, we are going to go ahead and offer a deal here to him, get him signed up though. Harry Ford, kind of the same thing. I was trying to see if we can get him locked up for a multi-year deal. You see here 2 years and he's still in arbitration. 3, officially jumps into his free agency year. Well, at that point, they're expecting him to make around $13.6 million. I don't know if he's worth $13 million. He's not hit that good, but we were able to go ahead and work out a deal with him too as well. The only unfortunate thing was working out a deal with him kind of took up the rest of the money that we had. So we won't be able to even offer a deal to Therese Cabal. We only had $8 million left. He wanted at least 16. So we'll have to wait for the offseason to go ahead and get him signed up. But with all the signings and draft picks finally finalized, we can go ahead and get back into this season. You see Keith Clemens going down with yet another injury here in this Baltimore series that we go ahead and tie up 2-2. Then start off with Toronto losing the first 2, coming in here to game 3 where it's tied up. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can try to win this game, as it's been a rough start to the month of August. We split with Baltimore, lose the first 2 to Toronto, not doing too good here against the AL East. And now we're trying to go up against Kerry Carpenter here with Jordan Hicks in the ballgame. Looks like he's been in here for a while too. It's 33, 34 pitches now as Jung makes the routine play as short. Looks like he's in the game too as well, obviously with Keith Clemens being hurt. Got him in the starting lineup yet again. Great strikeout there from Jordan Hicks on Lane Thomas. And he's got Alejandro Kirk trying to pull up a 2-out rally here, but it looks like this game is going to go to extras as long as Vaughn makes the play with a first. You can never be too sure. That man is a walking error stick. So it does lead us to want to try to get more speed on the base pass, though. Vladimir Guerrero will officially be effectively taken out of the game. One of our best hitters, unfortunately. But we got to get some more speed at second base. It looks like Drew Jones has already had his chance to come in. And you see him down there in right field. So Matt Verlaine will go ahead and come into the ball game, putting more speed at second base now, as we do have 4, 5, and 6 set to do up here. And Gleyber Torres is going to lay down a bunt. We're going to at least get the run over to third base, trying to concede and at least get 1 run across. But we do have more speed here. So if we want to try to lay down a bunt again, thankfully he didn't go that time. So no suicide squeeze, but we did try the bunt route. This time we're going to go and swing the bat. It's a liner right to left field. And thankfully we got that 90 speed over there. So we're going to easily make this one in and go to get our extra and running across. We'll see if we can put together anything else, because they're going to have the same exact routes to try to get that runner across. We do get a base hit from Andrew Vaughn. And now it's up to Fernando Gonzalez to try to go ahead and push across a couple more runs here for us, but he will fly this one in the shallow center. And just like a Steph Curry 3, he's going to turn his back and walk to the dugout. The pitcher's ready to go. As we'll bring in our closer, though, Jordan Romano, 39 of 45 this season, so only 6 blown. We're going to look to try to keep that from being 7 and get the league-leading 40th save of the season here against 7, 8, and 9. And what a way to start it off, as we get a strikeout on Harold Ramirez here and bring up Casas. Lining this one up the middle. This is going to go back to Morris Jones. Only 12 speed up the line, though, as we're going to get a throw into the plate. He's not going to attempt it. He probably would have scored, having come up that far to go in and retrieve that one. And it'll be up to Gabriel Martinez as they're going to try the suicide squeeze here. He's not able to get it. Oh, fake the throw to third. And Harry Ford almost blew that play, but we're able to go to get the tag in at the plate. They tried the suicide squeeze on their end. It didn't work. Couldn't make contact with the ball. And because of that, it's up to Gabriel Martinez with 2 strikes to try to get that runner from second across with only 2 outs. And it's backed up against Romano's glove. He'll throw over to first base over Verlaine, and we get the W. So not going to win the series, but do stop the little 2-game losing streak slid that we had here in Toronto, and at least getting us another dub here, as every win is going to matter. We're trying to easily take up this division as quickly as possible, get the number 1 seed so we can get that first round bye. Honestly, as long as we get 1 or 2, we'll get a bye. But at least get that home field advantage for the entire playoffs, all the way up to the World Series, which I think we get by there too as well for winning the All-Star game. And great job here by the offense. 13 hits as a team is phenomenal. Guerrero gets his 26th home run, 89th RBIs. He's closing in on 130. And Jesus Luzardo, 6 innings, 3 earned. Only 2 Ks, but it's a good enough start for us to go to get that W. So I'm surprised we were able to lose these ones. I mean, we lost this one 3-12. Patrick Sandoval giving up 8. Jordan Hicks giving up 4. So none of those guys playing like their characters. I can't believe we let him give up 8 before taking them out. That is a long extent. I don't even know if I would have let him go that long. I would have probably took him out. And then we have a 2-game split here against the Brewers where we end up splitting 1-1, losing the first game 11-4. 5 earned runs charged to Jackson Jobe in his first bad start of the year. Andres Munoz, 4 earned runs given up as well. As him and Clevenger both have not been performing like I thought they would when we made the trade. We got to check it on the Rays, see if the ones that we traded to them are doing good. But as of right now, we're at 78 wins, still the best record in the AL, and the best record in baseball right now is the Padres are at 77. And that's the series we're trying to get here to today as we go ahead and slim through the Royals series and focus in on the Padres. I mean, we could focus in on these series, but these are low-level teams despite them beating us. These are low-level teams that we're not worried about at all. And we just want to try to see what we can do against a potential World Series rematch, as we did beat and sweep this team in the World Series last year. And it's looking like we're both the 2 strongest teams again in our respective conferences this year, as we both are sitting at 79 wins, trying to become the first team to hit 80. As we'll go through these first couple of games, player lock style here, kind of slow it down like we did the last time, really focusing on these games, showing the game cast too as well, as we're focusing on this game. Morris Jones. As I did see early, we already had an error going in the game. I just want to see who it was. It turns out to be Andrew Vaughn hitting his 22nd error of the season. Goodness gracious. I don't know if I've ever seen that many errors in my life. I got to go look up what the record is for most errors committed in one season. I really feel like 22 should be the record. Like, I feel like no one should be committing that many errors in a season, but we'll see. As we weren't able to get anything going there, but a 3-run home run does give us the lead here. We got Tariq Skubal on the mound. So, you know, the more runs we can get, he is pretty inconsistent, but I feel pretty confident with Tariq on the mound and a 3-run lead that we could possibly get this dub here done today. As Corey Howell will fly this one deep out to center field. Jones is going to go and range back for it. Looks like we'll go ahead and make the play, keep the runner at first base, either no move-ups. So Morris Jones has been a great fielder. I mean, obviously the speed helps him with the range, even though he's not technically a center fielder. It does definitely help with the range that he's got all that speed and a good glove. Pretty strong arm, too, as well as he's been able to throw some guys out. And this one's going to be a liner up the middle. They're going to throw the second for the sure out there. See, if he had tried to go to first, he probably would have got it. So smart play there up the middle for the easy out. And the leaders come back into this game cast. Still up 3-0 as they finally get their first run of the ball game off of Tariq Skubal. Looking like he's holding things down on the pitching side, though. Bats are slowing down, though, as we're seeing a lot more outs come across. It's been intending against a solo home run to make it closer. And here we are in the bottom of the 5th. Dylan Lesko still in the ball game for him. And we're still up 3-2. Now, Morris Jones this year is hitting around 280 pretty much all season. Dipped up around 290, 300 for a little bit. But he's been, I guess you could say, on average around 280. As you can see down below, we're 18.5 games up over the White Sox and Guardians. Looking like we could wrap up that division any day now. But we ain't going to be able to do it if Morris Jones keeps striking out like that. But we will if Akil Baddoo follows up with solo shots after him. Might not be helping his RBI total out too much with it. But at least he increases the lead back up 4-2. And we still have Tariq Skubal on the mound. 5 innings, 73 pitches of work here. This is out to Morris Jones again with the speed. Closing in and grabbing that one down. As if we keep our eyes down below, the Padres got a 10-game lead over the Giants and Dodgers. So they've got a huge lead on their side of the spectrum too as well, trying to close up their division or at least a playoff spot here soon. Got plenty of things that both of us are fighting for. As this one's going to be a pop-up, trying to beat the shift here by going opposite field, but we're going to glove it in as Tariq Skubal now goes 7 innings of work, only 2 earned runs. We'll have to see how much longer we keep him in as Morris Jones is set to do up here in the bottom of the 7th. 0 for 3 days, pretty quiet up here at the top, but they do have Adrian Moron. I really feel like there's no way his name is Moron. Y'all let me know down below, San Diego fans, bro. How do you say that last name? Because there's no way that name is Moron. That would be funny if it is. But it looks like we brought in Pete Fairbanks to go ahead and get us through the 8th. No offense for us through the bottom of the 8th. And we bring in our closer, Jordan Romano. We'll go ahead and go out of player lock mode to go ahead and close this one out. As now we will focus in on Jordan Romano going through 6, 7, and 8 here. As we try to close out this game. Get Romano his AL leading and probably league leading 43rd save and get us the league leading 80th win of the season, as we'll be the first team to hit 80 wins before the Padres are able to. Now Matt Mervis has a 1-1 count where he chops this one on the ground. Torres is going to range back into the gap and throw it over. Not just going on a straight line. He gave up ground to go get it and is still able to make the play. And that gets us our first out here in the bottom of the ninth, giving them only 2 more shots here. Tying run will still be in the on-deck circle. Go-ahead run will be in the hole as Garrett Cooper keeping a watchful eye this at-bat. 3-1. Oh, no home calls that time, as that one's going to get called ball 4 and lead us to go into the 1-out, runner at first situation here. Is now a double play will definitely, though, get us out of this ball game a lot faster. But we're not able to locate the zone here with the slider like we want to. 1-2. This one gets popped up. Torres is going to range back, glove this one in. Keeps the runner over at first with ease. And now it'll be up to Corey Howell, who is 0 for 3 on the day, but he is their last reigning hope. That's the tying run. Popped up. Green barely moves, gloves it in by his chest. And your Detroit Tigers here will win game number 1. Going to 80 wins on the season, taking back over the spot as the best record. And this team has looked strong all year. Offense is looking great. We had 2 big home runs here coming for us. Akil Badu and Riley Green both providing the offense with those homers. And Tariq Skubal, a great start, 7 innings, 6 strikeouts for us, only the 2 earned runs. As Green hits his 11th, Badu's 13th. Pete Fairbanks and Jordan Romano go ahead and close the door behind Tariq Skubal. Skubal is now 12-7 with that 3.72 ERA. Leading into our next great starter too as well, Patrick Sandoval. 10-5, 3.10 ERA, 1.22 WHIP. And I'm starting to see the good key here to having strong teams. Get you a strong rotation. Even when you've seen the bullpen's been struggling all year. The bats have been inconsistent at times. Now, we haven't always put up the most amount of runs. Obviously, like we started out the whole first half of the season in the bottom half of the league in runs. And our pitching staff has made us one of the best teams in baseball still. As our starting rotation has always been good top to bottom, even if I've had to replace somebody. The replacement came in and was good. Jackson Jobe came in and was good for Matt Manning. So here today, we want to go ahead and get a player lock in. We haven't looked too much at Patrick Sandoval, one of our biggest additions this offseason. So we're going to spend a lot of money on him as we pop this one into the outfield for a base hit. Andrew Benintendi getting the first hit for the Padres, as we will focus on a pitcher player lock here for the first time in a long time in this series. We normally only do these for like very, very special occasions, very, very special situations. Normally we would just go to a full game, but we actually want to check out tomorrow night's game. So I did want to get a look here at Sandoval, who we barely played with at this point. And we've checked out most of the offense already too, with how on fire they've been here recently as we get Fernando Tatis Jr. to strike out. And it's up to Manny Machado here 1-0 as he chops this one on the ground. Sandoval's going to go ahead and take it himself. Can he throw that fastball over in time? He's got him. Clean first inning. We're just waiting for some run support now at this point. As I've been pretty impressed with what Patrick Sandoval's been able to do. I'd say this was a successful free agency signing. I think he's come in and done exactly what I wanted him to do. I wanted him to play the role I thought Luis Severino would play, which would basically be like a second ace. You know, it's always good to have one ace, but you definitely want to try to have 2 if at all possible. I'm sorry if y'all can hear that. It looks like they out there. I always want to do something when you want to record. Out there cutting grass. Better be cutting that MLB field level grass out there then. As we get a liner into the outfield, as they actually have a run scoring situation here. As we have runners at first and second after back-to-back singles. Garrett Cooper looking to be a little bit clutch for him as Corey Lee pops us in the shallow center field. No movement, though, as they went ahead and gone halfway just in case because they knew they weren't going to be able to move up on it. And they'll be up to Corey Howell. 2 outs. Successfully checks his swing that time around. 2-0 count. Lines this one on the ground. It'll get into the outfield. So Riley Green's going to have to come up with that cannon. The throw's going to go to the plate, and he gets the tag in time. Riley Green does it again, something he did so much in the postseason last year and even late last year to help us win a couple ball games. The strong arm in right field has been helping. That's why we made that switch. He was originally the center fielder. Made sure to put the one with the strongest arm in right field, so I'm glad we made that movement over. As now we have Ed again in the third inning getting a lead-up, 1-out base hit here from Andrew Benintendi. Leading to them having a chance here yet again to put some runs across. As you see, the first 2 have been quiet for us as well as this one's going to be on the ground for 1. Over to first base for 2. The double play ends the inning. And just like that, we finally get some run support. 3-0 for Patrick Sandoval. And just like Tariq Skubal, you know, you never really want to feel safe in a game unless, of course, you get up by double digits. But a 3-0 lead with him on the mound, willing and dealing how he has up to this point, I do feel pretty confident as leadoff runner does get on first, but Bogarts flies this circle change. It's going deep into the left field corner. It tucks off into the bullpen. 2-run shot here for the Padres. And just like that, our 3-run lead is cut down to 1 as Bogarts hits his 15th homer of the season. And this is now just a 1-run ball game between these two teams. You can see why these games were always so close, always so much fun, and always so high thrilling. As they match their run total from yesterday, looking to produce a little bit more here. 6, 7, 8, still yet to do up. We still had no outs in the inning. And Sandoval needs to kind of calm down here. 2-2. Liner. Base hit up the middle. And that's going to go range back as Morris Jones has to go creep back for it, but no movement up to second base, not enough speed for it. And just like that is Garrett Cooper. 1 for 1 on the day. They're going to say he went around on that check swing as he's trying here to be patient as he can, wait for his pitch, as that might have been it, but he spoiled it. Fly ball deep to center field. Jones ranging back in the dirt, and he gloves it in. Getting that one just in the warning track. I thought he might have took that one out to deep center field. But we at least get one out here, and then Corey Lee watches the 2-seamer away to load up the count here full. Watches the 4-seamer in at the kneecaps. He blew it. His opportunity to get more runs across. And then Corey Howell will go ahead and chop this one over for the fielder's choice. And just like that, we calm our way down through that inning. And now it's back up to Patrick to keep everything calm as normal. As we get a rise to strike out. Looking. Benintendi chops this one up the middle, but we had the shift in place ready for it. Easy throw over. Guerrero's ready for it. And then Tatis Jr., first pitch he sees. Chopped on the ground. Up the middle. He tried to kick it, but it didn't work. As that's going to be a base hit here with 2 outs in the 5th. As we start giving up these runs, that pitch count is running up, so we got to see how much longer he's going to go. This is a steal attempt off second base, and he is in there in time. FTJ is in there with a stolen base, that 92 steal, 80 speed. Very good combo. Almost a similar combo to Morris Jones at the top of the lineup. And I feel like that's just unfair. How do you have power, speed, contact, vision? Something got to be bad on him. The vision got to be bad. Or not the vision, but the fielding got to be bad or something. Because there's no way that man is just so elite like that. And if he is, we need to throw out a contract offer next time I get an available opportunity. But I do want to point out here as we go to the top of the 6th, we get the first grounder, second grounder too as well to get the first 2 outs quickly. We do get 2 more runs here to get that lead back up to 3. As it's 5-2 Detroit now yet again. And Sandoval is looking stronger. He had his 1 inning where he had his little hiccup. But now he looks calm, cool, and collected as we get 3 back-to-back outs there. A clean inning for the first time in a while. As we go to the 7th here, 8-9-1 set to do up. As Corey Lee is 0 for 2 on the day. Make that 0 for 3 if we can get there in time. This one's going right in the gap. Jones settles underneath it and gets the first out of the inning. See down below, people breaking out of slumps of 118 slumps, 10 strikeout games, 2 earned runs in a dub. Pete Crow, 3 for 32 slump. Gets a 3-hit game. I wonder how that's breaking out of a slump. You still are 6 for like 38, technically. So, I mean, unless the last game drops off and then it would be like 6 for 32 because he had an 0 for 3 day. But I don't know. I don't know how it's necessarily breaking out of a slump and just having 1 good game. But it could be enough to break you out. That's one thing I have learned as we go and get that last out in the 7th while playing the show, bro. Sometimes you just go in those slumps and you just don't get hits. And then you finally have that 1 breakout game where it's 2, 3 hits. Maybe even it's just 1 hit. And then from there, all those pitches that you were getting unlucky with start turning into doubles, triples, homers, singles, lucky singles, bloop singles, errors. And all of a sudden you're on fire again. So it really is a game of numbers, advanced stats, and honestly just predictability. 65% of the time you're supposed to be able to hit that. So you just going to have to know, 30 or 45% of the time it's going to be an out. The other 65, you're going to get a base hit. And you have to just be okay with that. And that's why people go to the Hall of Fame for hitting the ball 30% of the time. 30% of the time you go into the Hall of Fame by doing that consistently over your whole career. So it's a game of just getting really, really, really lucky. And today I feel like we're getting that luck too as we get the 2 outs that we need. And then Machado flies this one over to right. And we will get there in time to go ahead and make the play on it. And we did get 2 more runs too, by the way. So it is now 7-2 Detroit. As we take this thing over into the bottom of the 8th, we don't get any more. Oh, yes, we do. We get 2 more runs to run support. 9-2 ball game now. They're going to go ahead and take Patrick Sandoval out. His pitch count was high. Munoz is going to come in, though, and clean things up here with the walk double play and pop out. And just like that, we take the first 2 here back at home against the Padres. And can we sweep them like we did in the World Series? That would be hilarious if we're able to go ahead and sweep this team like we did way back then. Just kind of showing, although they might be close to us in overall, we are just their kryptonite. You know, sometimes you're just a good matchup for a team. That just might be us with the Padres. Patrick Sandoval goes 8 innings, 9 hits given up here. We weren't giving up any more in the 9th. 9 hits as a team is the only offers we had, where Gonzalez at 4 at the bottom. But Keith, 14th double. Badu, 2 home runs today. Gets up to 15. Vaughn has his 23rd home run, so he just now eclipsed more home runs than errors. And 2 RBIs gets him up to 81 as he's fighting with Guerrero for that team lead. And Sandoval, 5 Ks, 2 earned runs. Not a bad start at all from him. Leading us into our full game here, as we are now 2 games better than this Padres team. And we want to look at Casey Mize. 10-6, 3.4 ERA. We have not looked at him much at all here in the later stages of the series. We were mad looking at him early when we were trying to get him up to the show and make sure that he was good. We haven't looked at him in a while, so I want to get the full game in with him at pitcher as we go for a series sweep here of the San Diego Padres facing the same lineup. As always, we get the call strike there on the rise. 3-1 here to Benintendi. Trying to get the count even back up as we fill it back up. Now let's go ahead and even it up with a strikeout here. That's not going to get called. Good call by the ump, though. That was way off. Ball number 4. And then Tatis Jr. trying to check his swing. They're going to say he didn't go. And one thing about Casey Mize is the break on his pitches are excellent. I'm never afraid to throw his splitter, his curve, his slider, because the break on all 3 are really good. He doesn't have tremendous speed on the 4-seamer. But one thing he does have is good break and good control of his breaking pitches. 0-2, liner, green, barely moving, and we'll glove this in for a clean first inning. Gave up a hit or a walk to get a runner on, but that's about it. And then we'll face off against Shane Bieber. So it really worked out. I wanted to get a start against Casey Mize, but I also want to get a start against a good starting pitcher. Let's not play full games against bums. Let's look at their potential aces, their CY Young candidates, and see if we can still put together good offenses against him. As he has a 8.5 ERA. This season he's been very strong for him. And I can see why as that 4-seamer upstairs, even with good contact, we got underneath it for an easy fly to center. Next will be Akil Badu. First pitch he sees as well. Same location, same result, just different spot on the field as the left fielder. This time will range in and glove that. And then it'll be Guerrero with the first pitch he sees as well. Getting a little bit lower, but also then that's just a little bit lower, closer to the plate in the field as this is popped up to the second baseman. Clean 1-2-3 for him in 1-2-3 pitches. As we go and skip to the bottom of the 3rd here, Jace Jung still in the lineup for us. As we're facing that injury to Keith Clemens, we still got to go ahead and bring him back into the starting lineup if possible. And then Ford chops this one on the ground. Pitcher will go ahead and grab it, take it himself. Easy throw over. And just like that, it's looking like Bieber's in his bag right now. Low pitch count, keeping us off balance, but we do work a 3-1 count here from Morris Jones as he gets a 4-seamer right at the chest and gets a hold of that one. That ball is going to swing and wrap its way around the foul pole like a stripper. It's a home run up out of here. That ball is long gone, 399 feet. They couldn't just go in and round up and give me the extra fold real quick. Just go ahead and round it to a nice round figure. But it does round figure us to the lead with a 1-0 lead. And just like that, Morris Jones getting the spark going for this offense. We're not going to be able to go ahead and pick it up here, but once we get started, who knows when that explosive inning is going to happen. As long as we just keep our pitching right, we'll be A-okay. As this is a nice dive attempt by Jace Jung. Throw will go over to first base, and he just barely beats it out. Great play, though. I'm not mad at all at Jace Jung. He did everything he could for that one. Laying out for it. Great defensive stop. Just a little bit too much speed going down that base pass from FTJ. As now he's got 4, 5, and 6 ready to try to bring him around and clean it up. As Machado lines this one into the outfield for a base hit. Green's going to come up firing just to make sure the runner doesn't move over to third. Actually, looks like he did a little pump fake. As we go ahead and just get that one into the cutoff man. And then Xander Bogaerts. Runners at first and second. Still no outs in this inning. A double play would be great, but instead we're going to get a liner out to Baddoo. Now FTJ's got that speed, so he's going to go ahead and come to the plate forward. Does a little hop, skip, shuffle. And that I got to talk about. I don't know why he didn't dive at the plate. I definitely clicked in R2 trying to dive over there to get a faster animation, but my man slow played it and did a basketball shuffle to the plate. And because of that, this ball game is back tied and still no outs as we finally get Corey Lee to swing and miss upstairs. And now just a double play ball would be fantastic to go ahead and get us out of this from Matt Mervis. Chopped on the ground. Not going to be able to get it. 44 speed. Looks like he'll have plenty of room to get in, but Baddoo's going to go ahead and fire in for third base. And we get him over at third. I believe that was Bogaerts there. So we were able to go ahead and get him at third base to at least get the second out. And then Vaughn's going to go ahead and come in and play this one on the run. Throws over to first base for the out. They answer back with 2, but thankfully that's all it was, as that inning could have been a lot worse. You know, lead us to go to the 5th here to see if Mize will go ahead and slow himself down as he gets a great strikeout there against Jordan. But back up to the top of the lineup, already at 78. Now make it 79 pitches through 4 2/3 inning as Green goes in and gloves that in for the second out. And can he at least give me 5 strong here? Can we get Benintendi out? It looks like we will if Baddoo can make this play. He'll range under, settle underneath, glove it in. And we're going to keep Casey Mize out actually here for the 6th inning if we can get past the next part of this. As FTJ will just fly this one over to right field for the easy play. And then Manny Machado, 2-2 count himself with 90 pitches going on to 91. Gets a base hit, beating the shift on the opposite field hits. We do have the bullpen up and ready. So it might be time to go ahead and get them in here soon as Jordan Hicks is ready to go. We're going to go ahead and slide him into this ball game for game number 31 on the season. He's got a 6-2 record. Blue, it looks like he's 0-1 in save opportunity. So Blue is only saved, but 80 2/3 innings for us, 3 ERA, and he has not been giving up hits to really either side all too well this season. As he's got to go up against Xander Bogaerts here with the 1-0 count as we go to try to make a play off this one. We chop that one on the ground. And now we're looking to go ahead and pop this one up. As Guerrero will go ahead and try to range underneath this one and glove it in. And that'll be out number 2 as Hicks is coming in looking good. Now we just need to go ahead and get Corey Lee down. If we can just keep this at 2-1, I have a confidence in our offense to go ahead and try to make something happen as Hicks misses the ball. He went up and tried to make a play on it, but he was not able to go ahead and pick it off with his glove. He just let it go right past him. So now we'll have to go up with number 7, Matt Mervis, as we get that sinker to go ahead and catch the corner 1-1. Chopped on the ground. Can Jung make the play this time? He'll grab it, throw over to first base. Got him in time. And we make it through the 6th. We'll stay with our pitcher here, though, through the 7th. As he gets more choppers on the ground. And you know Jordan Hicks, he can get his strikeouts, but he's definitely more of a pitch-to-contact type of player. Get the ball on the ground. When it's in the air, it's not good news, though, as that one goes in and gets into the gap. Green's going to have to go and pick this one up. Can we get the play in the 2nd? Not going to be in time. So if I get a runner back in scoring position as we get back to the top of the lineup here. First time facing Luis Arraez today. Gets a grounder over to Guerrero, who will take it himself for the second out in the 7th. And Andrew Benintendi will be up next, 0-2 on the day. Trying to bring across a 3rd run to really increase this lead for them if they can. Watching the sinker inside on his hip. 2-1. Swings through the next sinker. 2-2. Can we get 3 for 3? Chopped on the ground. Torres will go ahead and make the play. So not a strikeout, but we'll go ahead and take it as the ball game still stays 2-1. Let's go ahead and stay with Hicks here, as he's got 3, 4, and 5 set to do up. Still getting them to chop it on the ground. See, when it's on the ground, it's easy plays. When it's in the air, it's bad news. Can we get Machado to do the same? It's in the air. Bad news. Green's going to have to go out, round it off here as he goes in and grabs it, throws in to keep the runner at first. And just like that, they got another guy on for Xander Bogaerts. Hicks has been a great long reliever for us for forever. I think Hicks will always be one of those relievers that and like every series as we are not paying attention here as Harry Ford doesn't get the ball in time. Great stolen base there. We weren't expecting somebody with not much speed to go ahead and steal. But he does move up, and now he's at second base, and then a fly ball out to Jones. He's not going to test his luck to move over to third, though, this time. But yeah, I think Jordan Hicks is one of those players that I'll always look to try to get on my team. He's a great long reliever, honestly, very clutch every time I have him. And I got to see what his in real life stats are, if he's actually this clutch in real life too as well. As Guerrero takes that himself for the final out, and they'll go ahead and go to their bullpen here and bring up Jonathan Loeska, as he's got his work cut out for him here. 8-9-1. We still have yet to get our offense going. I know I said I trust our offense to get going, but we're down to our final 6 outs here, and we need to make some magic happen, and quickly. As Jace Jung grounds this one on the ground for the easy play to second base. Throw goes over, and they got him. He's been pretty cold, as well as Harry Ford, who was 0 for 2 on the day. He lines up a four-seamer, though, right at chest level. Takes this one out to left field. It'll get down in the gap. That'll be an easy double for him. He's got a lot of speed, too, as well, but he'll hold it there at second. And now we finally have the tying run in scoring position. It's 22nd double of the day. Other than this, we've been pretty quiet all day. Haven't got too much offense, but maybe that can spark something here. As now Morris Jones lines one into the outfield. That'll hit up against the wall. That'll easily score 4 to tie the game. Morris Jones is going to go ahead and try to go for third base as the throw is going to come into the plate from the cutoff man. Easy RBI triple for Morris Jones. And then Akil Baddoo right after him. That's a great way to come into the ball game, Jonathan. First 3 pitches are 3 straight domination shots for the Tigers. I can't even say first 3. I forgot Jace Jung grounded out. But still, 2-run shot there from Akil Baddoo with the long shot. His 16th of the season. And he finally gives us the lead. And this is the offense that we were waiting for. Finally scoring some runs. It is 4-2 Tigers as he goes and scores in Jones. And we'll see if Guerrero can keep this type of offense going as the crowd is hype, Baddoo is hype, and the Padres are sad. They're going to even go back to their bullpen again and bring in Jamie Barrera. Just wasn't Jonathan's day. He was able to get 1 out, but give up 3 earned runs too as well. And now somebody like Jamie's going to have to face off against Guerrero. As the first pitch he throws is a little grounder over to third base. Able to go ahead and throw over and make the easy play there that time as well. And then it'll be up to Torres here. First pitch he sees. Right by the chest. That's a perfect ball down into the left field. And that'll get down just like Harry Ford's ball. So same result, same location. A double with 2 outs here. And it'll be up to Riley Green. First pitch he sees. Four-seamer perfectly lines it up right at a glove though. So unfortunately not able to keep the inning going and the rally going. But we can now officially turn things over to the greatest closer in the AL right now. Going for the league leading save 44 here. As they bring up the graphic, Felix Bautista of the Orioles actually ties him right now with 43. So he's going to try to look to take that lead right back. So we are up 4-2 and he has to only face 7, 8, and 9. You see down below, Bautista just saved the 43rd game to tie for the AL lead. And Jordan Romano is about to take it right back. Hopefully. I don't want to put that commentator's curse on it, but Corey Howell up to bat after the fly ball out. Kept a watchful eye at first, but got caught lacking on that slider. 2-1. Gets the 2-seamer upstairs and pops this one out to Jones for the easy play as he gets underneath it. I think I said the NL lead right there was Brusdar Graterol with 40 saves. So he definitely would have the MLB lead if he can go ahead and get this one shut down for us against Jordan Brewer. Gets one on the ground to Vaughn. Uses it on the ground. Throw goes over and it misses the glove of Guerrero. Another error for Andrew Vaughn. Not able to pick it up the dirt, though, unfortunately, for Vladimir Guerrero. And sometimes those first basemen can save you from those errors, but he's not saving anybody from any errors this time. But Jace Jung is saving us from disappointment as he goes and gloves the final out of this ball game. And your Detroit Tigers go to take not only the game, but the series sweep. 3-0 here as we come back in the bottom of the 8th to win this one 4-2. Jordan Romano with a great closeout this time, getting the MLB lead 44th save of the season. And this was a great team effort here as Jordan Hicks gets another win on the season. 2 2/3 innings, only 3 hits given up. And 7 hits as a squad. We got to do better, but they all came from the top part of the lineup. Green, Vaughn, and Gonzalez, and Jung all quiet today. As Jones enters the realm of double-digit home runs. 2 RBIs, gets up to 49. Vaughn has more errors than home runs. And we get the victory here with 82 wins, 46 losses. We are now officially the first team to get to 80 wins. And the elimination countdown is officially started. So we're going to keep eyes on that as the rest of the season goes on. We got a couple more division series here as we only have a month and a half left of the year. And next time out, we will be looking at the AAA level to try to figure out who our September call-ups are going to be. As you can see, there's great guys out here developing. McMinnis, who has a contract coming up. Ryan Credler, contract coming up. Justin Henry has a lot of home runs. He's got great development. He's got a +7 on his contact left, so he's doing very good down there. He could potentially come up. There's John Hayes, who I know I want to bring up, but that's as a direct swap, as Dylan Dingler will be going down to AAA. And then pitching-wise, Leo Franco is definitely somebody I got my eyes on that I want to bring up if possible. But who else in the starting rotation could possibly make me maybe question that? Or who else in the bullpen can make me question that? Is Leo's been killing it down here at the AAA level, 11 for 16 on his quality starts. The bullpen is looking, as Drew Dotson looks like somebody that could potentially come up and help the bullpen out, as we got two guys that are struggling, just bringing another lefty arm up. Or possibly Luis Hidiago, the closer. I normally don't like to bring the closer up. I like to have a closer in the closer role, but if he's pitching good, he might deserve some time at the MLB to see what he can do. He's seeing great development with that +6 boost in there, seeing great development for his pitching clutch. So only time will tell which of those guys will come up. As next episode out, like I said, we'll focus on the AAA. We haven't focused on the minors in a while, but we'll be doing player locks with them down at the AAA level just to get a feel for their play style and see who could come up to help this roster out, make that last month roster postseason push, and who could stay on for the postseason roster. You saw Wilmer Flores do it last year. Ty Madden was a part of that September call-up, though, and did great for us coming in long relief work. So we'll see if Leo Franco can do that same thing and who's going to be joining him next time out. So if you guys are ready for the next episode, leave a like, comment, and subscribe when you wait up the video. It's been your boy SGG, aka the King of Games, aka GM Smooth, aka SmooveGotGame. And I'll catch you guys in the next video when we talk about the minors and get back into that postseason talk. Later.